So, what would you say is some of the most tangible things that you have got from the work? So, I'm hearing you talk about speaking opportunities. And I know as we were moving through, you were like, oh my goodness, I've managed to actually create a website that's been on my agenda for ages. Has there been anything else?
This particular website is special because it's really under my name with my own domain. And obviously, when you don't really do the work, then you kind of find always some excuses. And I think like as soon as we started the work and I dived a little bit deeper, I was like, no, I need maybe to find an agency to do it for me. Or when I know I have the capacity to actually build a website, it's also about the copywriting. Like, what am I going to say about myself? And then at some point, I realized, no, like I have the words, like I know how to talk about myself. And I think that's also a massive shift. That's why I saw myself, okay, being like, okay, let's take that first step. I bought my own domain and then I started building secretly. But I managed to push it out and to publish it. And I'm so happy about that because not only I published it, but I talked about it and I put it in my signature. And maybe some will think, oh, she's bragging. Look at how she talks about herself. But honestly, I don't care because everything I put there is true. It's things that I have done. It's things that I can do. So there's no lie here. So it's no problem. But I think it's also how do you change the narrative within your own head to be able to feel like this is not going to stop you. Now it's like I have, I'm so proud of myself to have a website. I'm so happy it's there. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to mention it. Whereas before it was just like in my own head.
I'm so glad that you brought this up because this is something that I see time and time and time again. It can be so much easier to promote something which is outside of ourselves. But
Yeah.
when we become the face of a brand, when we have to put ourselves and our story vulnerably out there, when we have to sell and promote ourselves, this can be one of the biggest blockers that I see for so many. I'm so glad you spoke to this being one of the biggest things that you got from the course, which is this ability to be proud. And you used the word proud, which was beautiful, but to be really proud of what you have done and what you have achieved, and to find ways to be able to talk about that, to talk about yourself, to be vulnerable and open so that people can find you because the work that you do is so impactful.